6 feet.
6 feet, sir. We're good.
6 feet. Hey, it's Lieutenant Colonel Phillipson, Hammer 6.
Sergeant Chappelle, Hammer 7.
And we're just talking to y'all today, folks at home, spouses, loved ones, and soldiers of the 62nd Engineer Battalion. It's time to get back to work. You know, COVID-19 hit. We've been kind of down. We've been doing PT. We've been doing maintenance as best as we can. But as this starts to wind down in terms of the cases plateauing, we're going to start assuming a little bit of risk, and that's in getting back to work. For those of you at home, what this really means is there's going to be a little bit of inconsistency in what you're seeing coming out of state and local governments and what we're actually doing here at work. We're not going to put your soldier in any more risk than you as a family take when you make decisions to go to the grocery store. You all have processes that you've created at the family level, you know, whether that's you wear a mask when you go outside, you sanitize your hands, you wear gloves, when you come back in the house you might take off your shoes, you might change your clothes. We're doing all the same stuff, but the stuff that we need to get after requires more hands on deck. And so this video really is to kind of explain to you how we're going to get ahead on this and start getting back to work, and at the same time taking care of your loved ones and ensure that your family, you as family members and loved ones, are not put at risk for anything that happens here within the 62nd Engineer Battalion. So Command Sergeant Major Chappelle is going to discuss a little bit about how we're going to get after that, and then I'll just kind of give some parting thoughts. And the Facebook page itself, if you have any questions about some of the ways that we're getting after this, just please type it into the comments and we'll answer them as they come. We wanted to do this Facebook Live, but it just, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sergeant Major Chappelle?
Yes, so to elaborate more on how we're going to gradually start transitioning back to operational mode, the game plan is this, and again, the overall intent is to make sure that we stay safe and that we're smart about how we interact. So doing this a little over a month time frame of everyone being back at home, you know, there have been certain battle rhythms that have been broken. So now we're going to try to reset those battle rhythms. But instead of diving in there head first, we're going to gradually transition. So here's the transition. We would gradually start having soldiers come back. You would still stick with the 10 soldiers, a squad of roughly 10 soldiers. And so a perfect example of that will be 74th MRBC. We'll just take them. There's roughly 4 platoons within that formation. And so on a 5-day work week, and again, I know 74th is a large, robust group of personnel, but I'm just using them as one example of the other companies we have. That first platoon would show up on that Monday, and they would break their time frame from 09 to 12, but from 12 to 1300 being PT, and then from 1300 to 1700 with from 16 to 1700 being PT. And then the intent of that will be one squad of soldiers will come in, roughly 10 backs, they'll start taking care of things, getting things knocked out for that day, and then that group will transition home, and the next time they will come back, again looking at a 5-day work week, will be that first squad on that Friday. And so it will be a rotational basis. So second platoon will come on the 2nd, as we're on that Tuesday, third will come on that Wednesday, and fourth will come on that Thursday. And again, this is just a rough estimate. But the whole intent is to make sure that as we bring them in, they continue to practice social distancing. If they're in groups where they're closer than requirements, the 6 feet requirements, and they have their masks to shield themselves from that. And then even with the smaller groups of 10, that they're still practicing their social distancing throughout. So like the Colonel said earlier, the whole intent is to gradually bring everyone back safely and smartly, so that once we get back to doing things routinely, you won't have a break or a lack of understanding or a rush to get back to doing things every day, to where now we have the whole entire company all at once trying to get systems taken into place. Now what I do need to say in reference to that, or to caveat that, is with this: if there are services going on throughout that week, and say that soldier showed up on Monday, but their vehicle is going in to be checked with the mechanics on that Wednesday, then you can't expect that soldier to come in and take care of their vehicle because it's their equipment, and that's part of that personal ownership that soldier will have to do. So like I stated earlier, the whole intent is to gradually phase soldiers in, to stick with that, the small requirements as far as 10 soldiers in a group, and then to make sure that we're properly covered. And our main concern, our main focus is as we transition back to get ready to defend this great nation, should we need to. We want to gradually make sure not only we take care of the soldier, we take care of their loved ones and their family members back home. And so not only do we have their safety in mind, but we have your safety in mind also. So we want to transition in gradually so that once we are given the go-ahead to come in 100%, it's not a cultural shock, not only to you because you've gotten accustomed to your loved one being home, but also to that soldier because then they've already started to get back into the routine of showing up and they're doing X, Y, and Z for those that are not working from home.
So we're peeling the Band-Aid off, not just ripping it off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be a slow process versus a immediate cultural shock, sir.
Yeah, that's probably the best we can put it. Is this is an interesting time, kind of like we talked about before, and we're playing this really by ear, and we're operating within guidance. But COVID-19, for everybody across the United States right now, it's serious, and we're taking it seriously. But it's also now a condition of the environment, kind of like really hot or really cold weather in a way. And there are things that we can do on our end to mitigate the effects of those extremes of weather. Soldiers can drink water, soldiers can bundle up, soldiers can wear protective clothing. And we make sure as leaders that we keep the large gatherings, we understand what those choke points are, whether it's in maintenance, whatever it may be, and we as leaders prevent people from violating these safety measures, like wearing the masks if they're within 6 feet of somebody. So thank you for your continued support. Again, if you have any questions on how we're going to go about this, just please throw them down there in the comments section. We'll be happy to address them. I've got nothing further, Sergeant Major.
I've nothing further, sir.
Okay. Thanks. We appreciate everything that you all do every day. Soldiers of the 62nd, y'all are fantastic. And I know you're chomping at the bit to get back to work because the blood clots that you're getting from playing Xbox until 02 and the teeth rotten that's coming from all the monsters. Yeah, I know you're ready to get back to work. I know you're ready to get back into some formation PT and start doing your jobs. I know you are. And so we're gonna help that out. So have a fantastic day. It's Hammer 6 out.
Hammer strong.